Hello, everyone. I hope everybody is doing very well, and I hope my last video really helped you to understand that what is required for the study material for you to pass your TOGAF certification for version 10. Now, today, what we are going to do is we are going to understand that what you need to study in these different parts, which I had stated last week, which you can see on your screen as well, in regards to part one, part two, part three, part four, part five, part six. So, what I will be doing is that I will be giving you the view of each of these parts, and I will be telling you what you should be focusing on in each of these parts to prepare for your exam. Because a lot of people get confused in order for them to understand that what is going to be their starting point. It is just like that, what is going to be your starting point when you are developing an enterprise architecture. In the same manner, a lot of people get confused that where do I start to study from? It is such a huge content, right? And we feel perplexed in order for us to even start. And sometimes we lose the willpower because we don't know the starting point. So you don't have to worry about it, because I am here for you guys to make you understand that what you need to study in regards to each of these parts. Now, today I am going to only focus on part one, which is introduction and the core concepts, which you guys are going to study for your exam. Okay, so let us understand that what exactly you should be looking into in regards to your part one when you are studying. Now, going back to our digital edition, okay, just to correlate it with the book as well. So if you look at the digital edition, obviously we are looking at the fundamental content, because I'm coaching you all to pass your foundation certification. At this point of time, I'm not focusing on the practitioner, I'm focusing on the foundation. So if you see, today we are going to talk about part one, which is introduction and core concepts, and all the chapters are given here. Introduction, TOGAF's documentation set, core concepts, definitions, reference documents, and glossary of supplementary definitions and abbreviations as well, right? Too much to study. Now, what exactly you should be focusing on is what I'm going to talk about now. So let me write it down for you. Just give me a moment. So we are going to understand that what are the topics we can cover when we are doing our introduction study. So if you can just give me 30 seconds. Okay, so let me write. I just had some issue with my pen here. Okay, so part one, introduction and core concepts. Okay, what do I need to study from this? Okay, now the first thing which you should know, that you should be able to define enterprise. So this is mainly focusing on the definition of enterprise. What is enterprise? It's a collection of organizations with common goals, right? Very simple. So you should know what is the definition of enterprise. Then you also should know what is the purpose of enterprise architecture. Okay, what is the purpose of enterprise architecture? And whatever I am telling you here, it is all given in the book. And I have already shown you in the digital edition where are all the chapters lying for introduction and core concepts in the digital edition. And in my last video, I had already told you how to access digital edition. Then we have to study what are the key benefits of enterprise architecture. Next, we need to understand that why TOGAF standard is suitable for enterprise architecture. We have to choose a lot of frameworks, right? And here you want to understand as a practitioner, once you have found that, okay, you have got certification on your foundation exam, you as a practitioner should be able to sell to people that why TOGAF standard is suitable for enterprise architecture. Then we need to understand what are the four architecture domains. Remember BDAT? Four architecture domains. You should know the definition, you should understand the concepts about it. Then we need to understand the four levels of architecture abstractions. Okay. You also need to know what do you mean by enterprise continuum? What is enterprise continuum? It's a virtual repository. It tells us or it provides us a method to classify our architectural assets and solutions, right? And then if we have understood that enterprise continuum is a virtual repository, then the physical implementation of the enterprise continuum is your architecture repository. Okay? Then what is the next we have to study? The next we need to know is about the content framework and enterprise meta model. What is a meta model? Model of models. Then we have to understand or we have to explain what is architecture capability, right? Very important. These are all, if you see, in part one, you're understanding the introduction and the core concepts so that you can build upon your knowledge for the subsequent parts, which we will be discussing about. When I get there, I will be talking about that what you need to focus on in regards to your preparation for your exam. And then we need to understand about risk management. Very important. We need to focus on mitigation of our risk and continuously monitor our risk when we are developing enterprise architecture, because that will save us with a lot of chaos which can happen. We all know about that, right? And then the gap analysis. Why gap analysis is important to understand in the beginning? Because when you are developing an enterprise architecture, you're creating your baseline architecture, you're creating your target architecture, and then you do the gap analysis to spot the difference between the two. And then you will be able to know what are your architecture building blocks. So this is what you need to be focusing on. Now, let me just show you a couple of examples that how you exactly you can find this content in the book. Let's say defining enterprise. So what you do is you go back to your digital edition. Let's say introduction. In the introduction, do you see what is an enterprise? So what you're saying, A TOGAF standard considers an enterprise to be any collection of organizations that have common goals. For example, a whole corporation or a division of a corporation, a government agency, or a single government department, and so on. So you will be able to understand and align yourself, because in introduction, they really want you to align yourself and the terminology which they provide. Because if we are talking two different languages, there will no understanding which will come in. It is just like two human beings talking in two different languages. There is no alignment happening, and there is always a misunderstanding happening, and we are not able to achieve the goal we want. Hence, it is very much important that you are focusing on the definitions. I would not say that you have to memorize the definitions, but you should be aware about them, right? That what exactly is the definition of TOGAF. And then let's say we were talking about purpose of enterprise architecture. So if you see, why is an enterprise architecture needed? The purpose of enterprise architecture is to optimize across the enterprise the often fragmented legacy of processes into an integrated environment that is responsive to change and supportive of the delivery of the business strategy. So that is what you can read in regards to purpose of enterprise architecture. And then I also spoke about what are the key benefits of enterprise architecture. So here are the key benefits. So everything is there available to you in the book. What you can do is, when you are preparing yourself for the examination, these are the things you should be focusing on from part one. And you will be able to cover the syllabus as per your exam. It was lovely teaching you all about the study material and telling you all that what you should be focusing on. Please wait for my next video on part 2, which will be coming soon. And I would request you to subscribe to my channel and also like for the upcoming interesting videos for all of you, so that I can be part of the journey of your own professional development. Thank you very much for watching the video. Take care. Bye.